This was Denali in Alaska. At just over 20,000 feet, this is the highest mountain in North America. According to topographic prominence, it's the third most prominent peak in the world. For almost 100 years it was renamed Mount McKinley after the 25th President of the United States. Now, from August 28, 2015, this is Denali again. Denali is the local name for the mountain and the range, based on a Koyukon word for big or tall. It also has indigenous names in other Athabascan languages. In 1897, a prospector named it McKinley after the presidential candidate. In 1917, the mountain was formally named Mount McKinley. In 1975, the Alaska Board of Geographic Names changed the name to Denali, by which it was already known locally. But a federal change was blocked by an Ohio congressman, as Ohio was the home state of McKinley. In 2015, the Department of the Interior finally announced that the name would change, an act that the Secretary of the Interior has authority under federal law to make when the Board of Geographic Names does not act within a reasonable amount of time. The Secretary of the Interior stated that 40 years seemed unreasonable. This is Everest, also known as Sagarmatha or Chomolungma. It's the highest mountain in the world. In 1865, the mountain was named Everest in English by the Royal Geographical Society. It was on the recommendation of Andrew Waugh, the British Surveyor General of India, arguing that there were too many local names. He named it after his predecessor in the post, Sir George Everest, who objected to it. The Tibetan name for Mount Everest means Holy Mother, and in the early 60s the Nepalese also added the name Sagarmatha. This is Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa. It rises almost 5,000 metres to 5,895 metres above sea level. Its name may derive from different meanings in Kiswahili related to its size and its brightness. This is Uluru, Ayers Rock. It's in Central Australia, in the south of the Northern Territory. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, sacred to the Anangu, the Aboriginal people there. Uluru is a proper noun, with no other meanings in the local language. In 1873, the surveyor William Goss saw the landmark and named it Ayers Rock after the Chief Secretary of South Australia, Sir Henry Ayers. In 1993, a dual naming policy meant that both the Aboriginal and the English name were used, using Ayers Rock / Uluru. The order of the dual names was changed in 2002. There is a power in naming things, especially if you're a coloniser. It means taking ownership, supplanting the local inhabitants. But there is a greater power in renaming things, in giving the power back to the indigenous population. Names have a power. Local names have more meaning. Rather than naming a local geographic formation after a distant politician who never sets foot in the place. For example, McKinley never went to Alaska, or when George Everest objected to using his name for the mountain. The naming of places by local inhabitants is more meaningful. It connects to a culture that might be hundreds, if not thousands of years old. It gives respect to a history that exists that may not be written down. It gives value to the local culture, and it develops the wider global civilization.